Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry about the delay and a little bit of a transfer. It's so early in the morning for me, so I had to continue to wipe the sleep out of my eyes. So anyway, welcome to Liverpool 12th Man Show. How you guys doing? John Conway, Red for Life. You guys are great, guys. I appreciate you guys showing up and saying what's good. We only have a few more minutes until they announce the teams. So usually they announce them like an hour before the game time. So I am going to just hop right into it and show you what I have as my lineup or predicted lineup, and hopefully be able to get to see what exactly is the lineup for this team. Put this up here too. Maybe figure out some ideas of as to who we think is going to score today and what we're going to do. I hope everything's going good with you guys. The team is out. Oh, okay. So let me see. This is what I had as my predicted. I'm going to present this as for right now. And let me put this up real quick. And you guys can help me out then with like who is not available or who is going to show up. This is the lineup I had put out for it. I'm going to pull up the lineups for it today too, the updated ones. This is the one I had. I think I'm really happy about. I'm really happy the fact that we are in Europa, despite the fact that I would prefer to be in Champions League, of course. But being that we are in Europa, I'm looking at it like the brighter side of life type thing, or taking the brighter side of the coin. And I really like knowing that we're going to be able to see a lot of the youth players. We're going to be able to see some players get into form and try to get out there and do what they need to do to like find that form and have these competitions, especially a game like today, which is, I wouldn't say isn't worth anything. I mean, like it's worth evaluating, like, progress of players and evaluating like the mindsets of the players that are ready for those big steps. So let me pull up USG. So the lineups today are, let me see how many I got right. Oh wow. I had a feeling I think Gordon, I had Gordon as the top left winger. But I didn't think that but I know he plays more on the right wing. And I've seen talk about him, being in this lineup, being possibly a part of the starter lineup. And I thought, okay, well, maybe he's going to progress. Maybe Klopp's going to progress him over to the left side. And then let's see, Harvey Elliott, Ryan, and McConnell's another one. McConnell, I had Gravenberch in my original. I know that Gravenberch should utilize this time to be able to play. But I thought that maybe he would give the role to a youth player. But I think if that's the case, if he's going to start Gravenberch, then that's cool. I guess that means that you'll probably see McConnell come in as a sub, hopefully when we have the game somewhat in hand, or at least in some form or another. And then we'll also get to see Gordon probably come in for Doak, who might play like a half or two or something along those lines. But I think we are going to see I think we're going to see Gordon. I think we're going to see McConnell. Who else do we not see in this lineup that is going to be playing? So I got Harvey, got Watoro, right? I got Gakpo. Basically, I got like the right-hand side. The left side is interesting. We have like the most left wings, but it's the hardest sometimes to pick as to who's going to be playing on that side. Looks like he's not going to be playing Bradley today. He's going to be playing Gomez, which makes sense. I did have Gomez as the right center back, but he's going to put in Kanate, which is pretty interesting because I didn't know if he wanted to, because one of those players is probably going to end up or not probably, but most certainly he's going to have to play on Sunday. So what we're going to do with monitoring and kind of like balancing out time is maybe you'll see Kanate play a half, and then maybe he'll come out, and then he'll move Gomez over to right center back, and then bring in Bradley to play as the right back. And then to see Simicast start as well is very interesting. So that's very interesting to see. but yes, that's what I have as being the starting lineups. Looking for the subs. I can't get the subs either. They just show me who's out and who's in. What are you guys thinking today? Who are you guys thinking is going to score some goals for us? Let's get on that one. That's the more the cooler part of this little segment I'm going to do today. The real question is, who's going to score for us today? Because it's going to be very interesting how even though this isn't the starting lineup, let me pull up where I would go for it to see the starting lineup. It's very interesting to see who we're going to end up. Put this back in. Who we're going to end up getting a lot of our. I mean, obviously Cody in this lineup is going to be looked to score a lot. I can also see Gravenberch trying to get something out there, trying to make something work, trying to kind of get some of the I want to say people coming on harsh on him, but I don't know. Red for Life is saying I'd like to see Elliott score again so he can continue gaining confidence. I agree with that. I agree with that completely. You know what? And what's really funny about that is that a lot of times when it comes to Elliott, I was happy to see him do the press conference. I think that is a growth of not only confidence but acceptance, and he remarked on being a super sub, and he said that he doesn't necessarily covet the role in a sense, or he's not that's not his aim is to be a super sub, but it's more so whatever he can do to contribute to this team. That mindset is such a beautiful mindset when you really think about it, because if you have players like that, you're going to have some serious people that will take on roles that aren't always coveted roles at all. And I was asked in a forum one time, oh well, who is a player who is a player that doesn't want to be a starter? And I'm like, I get it. Elliott definitely wants to be a starter, but I mean, if you look at some of the players that we have, I don't think Divock Origi somewhat understood his role on this team, and Divock was and still is a club icon, for this team. It's one of those things. So I'm not saying that Elliott's going to go the role of Origi, because I obviously said that he wants to start eventually. But hey, getting the minutes, showing the impact, being able to work within the system, all those things are going to measure up to be, all those things measure up to make you understand that you can be utilized as a starter when necessary. So that's something that I keep in mind when it comes to people that have to push back on Elliott, which is unfortunate. I like the fact that he's all about the badge. Like how he mentioned how his most coveted Christmas gift, for instance, was a Liverpool kit, his first Liverpool kit. That means something to me. To each is their own, but it does mean something to me. I believe it means something to some of you out there too. But yeah, it's something that we're definitely looking forward to seeing today. Is Elliott possibly getting a goal in? How about a goal from Endo, maybe? Is this going to be a high-scoring game, you guys think? Or is it going to be like situation where we're just going to with the balance of youth players in the lineup, are we going to just basically see a lot of, open play, but you're going to see more so, you're definitely see open play, but you're going to see more so, some players taking on some, heavy weights, let's just say that, to try to get that ball in the back of the net. Let me pull up this real quick too. I'm gonna pull up some see who we got. As trying to see who we have as being some goal scoring threats today. Who do the people think could be goal scoring threats today? Elliott would be a great goal to see, or a great momentum continuance, because I think that Elliott's going to be utilized in one way or another as a sub, obviously, but I believe he's going to definitely be most likely an injection of energy when it comes to our Manchester United matchup. And that's gonna be fun. I know that we're pushing, what do they say? We're putting the horse before the cart, But that's going to be fun. That's going to be really fun to see. I mean, there's a lot riding on Manchester United's shoulders coming into Anfield, so that should be a lot of fun. But our boys are away at USG. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's a good score. I think it's a good thing to see is that maybe Elliot gets a goal. I think we could also most likely see Endo get a goal. What are you guys looking forward to today? Are you guys in the same are you in the same boat or same mindset as I am with these Europa games? Have you come to enjoy Thursdays? Which is it's going to be it's something of okay, you've gotten used to it and you're going to ride with it for this year. Obviously, we don't have any intentions of being here next year. I don't think that we'll end up being here next year at all. But, has it been an enjoyable ride? Has it been something that you kind of still despise, or something that you don't, or something that, shows that we needed to, that we're still wanting, or there's something that's still missing in our team? Or are you enjoying seeing the youth players play? Are you enjoying seeing the players that we want to see get back into shape or back into form or come or rehabilitate from an actual injury or whatever it is that they're trying to get back from? That's a good question. At least I think that's a good question. I mean, because I know Europa has taken on different concepts for a lot of people. And I know that right now, what's pretty cool about it is that, having this group wrapped up, we have the ability to do these things. And I mean, it's December and we're still having the ability. It's December and we're still having the ability to progress our youth players to levels where they might be able to contribute, or, we have the ability to have players like Ryan or Cody, excuse me, or Harvey be able to take on, more steps on getting their form. I think Elliot's had his form all year, but I mean, all these different players that are being able to get back to their expected levels. Let me see what Reference Life says. It says, I enjoy every game we play. I just look forward to cheering the boys on. We look like we're on a real good run right now. I'm positive. I think we have the ability to do special things this season. Reference Life, that's empowering. That's cool. And that's really cool. Because I mean, I was just thinking about this yesterday too, about how when it comes to a lot of the dialogue and discourse that we have, it's really changed somewhat, and especially when you're looking at other clubs and what they're going through, especially, the clubs that we keep an eye on, which is Manchester United, Chelsea to a level or to some extent, those are really the two, and Arsenal, I guess. But I mean, Arsenal City, obviously, because they're the title contenders with us. But I mean, a lot of times I look at these teams, I look at the teams around us, and I look at, the 115 has their issues. Manchester United is in the dumps with what they're going through. They just got bounced from not only Champions League, but they got bounced from Europe altogether. I thought if anything, Manchester United would probably end up in Europa with us. But considering that they got bounced completely out of Europe, one, it's awesome. But it just shows how in the dumps Manchester United is. It's and I've heard people say, oh, I feel sorry for them or this and that and everything. Nah, man. At times, I know I have some United friends or people that are United supporters that are other content creators, everything else, but I'm on some hold that right now with the misery and everything else that they're going through. I'm on some hold that because United. I've gone through some harsh and dark years when United was in form in their glory years and everything else. I don't want that. You know what I mean? Yes, Red for Life. I'm loving it too. Basically, I'm loving it because it is so funny. You can see how much like you get into these conversations nowadays, and when you get into these conversations, whether it's with like some of the more coveted content creators or such, you'll see that some of them have like started to focus their attentions on other clubs, or put their interest and their hopes into other clubs per se. Very interesting. I don't understand how people can do that at all, but yeah, it's very funny, very very funny. And our dialogue, our discourse has mellowed a little bit, not to the extent where like we're all kumbaya, but it has mellowed a little bit to where we're able to at least, we don't hear every other line isn't FSG out. Despite that, I understand people still want them out, and that's their prerogative if they want them out or in. But you don't hear this much FSG out. You don't hear especially you don't hear the Klopp out, or Klopp can't do this, Klopp can't do that. Pretty much rhetoric has kind of like dissipated. And then we're all able to just kind of like with what I'm doing at least is that we're all able to just enjoy this team. Just like your Red for Life said earlier, like you're able to actually enjoy the ride. Like as in, I know that it gives us anxiety, or some of us anxiety sometimes, this team with, all the comeback victories that we have had. But for me, I think about the years that we've had these runs where we've won, either Champions Leagues or we won the title run before this. And there were games similar, very, very similar to what we're seeing this year. And that's what's interesting to me is that a lot of people are acting like this is like some new nuance or something like that. Even when we were at our apex, there were games that we should have lost. We just had that quote unquote certified mentality monster concept going through our veins, to pull out some great victories, to pull out some great come behind victories. And that's the unique thing about this club for me this year is that I'm enjoying this. As in, I would love to go out there and just beat teams, or just really like, control the game and just destroy teams, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, 8-0, or if we want to go higher than the 7-ups. And for me, I'm like, I don't necessarily want to see us again. I don't want to see us get into places where we don't control the game, or we don't like have, and I mean by control, at least be leading in games and not have to come from behind to grab victories. But I know from past history, I know from very past history, but I know from the history that we're creating this year, it's going to be a very special year. I know I was one of the first to talk about the Europa quads and everything else. And I mean, like, hell, that'll be an incredibly special year in itself if and when we can do that. But for me, it's a really cool year to be able to again engage with you guys and talk about things that without having it be all doom and gloom. Like that is something of a real enjoyable atmosphere to be a part of. And it's something that I appreciate that you guys in the chat, anyone that's watching on the replay, to leave comments, for me, or some of you guys that send me emails and everything else with some detailed information or detailed takes on what you think is this or that, or even takes on my own takes. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it immensely. I think that we have a unique situation, and I know I've been called out for calling this team unique, but I just don't want to get into a place or a position where, when you have something special, you don't necessarily appreciate it, while you have it, because this is, I think times like this are unique in that we're top of the league. The 115 are in 4th place. Like, it's a very unique time. So I hope that if and we all struggle sometimes to find things that make us happy in life, or bring us some type of joy, um, and these forums, I hope, are at least my show, and you being a part of it. For me, it is an enjoyable place to be. It's definitely a happy place for me to be, because I get to share my thoughts about this team, or whatever information I have from my history of being in football, the industry, and everything. And but it also gives me a time to be with my fellow Reds, and that means something to me immensely. So yeah, I appreciate you guys that tune in, to say hello, that spread the message about this show, about the mission of, like, trying to just get a collective Reds army out there that loves supporting this team, loves supporting each other, and really carry on the true message and essence of what in my humble opinion, and what a true and proper Red should be, which is, never allowing any of us to walk alone, because we all go through some dark places to get, and sometimes it helps to have the support of each other. So again, appreciate you all for sure. So let's just get into enough of the happy glitter, I guess. Let's just get into some scores and predictions, and some, again, if you guys think, I know we had one shout out for Elliot to score. If you guys say a score, say who you think is going to score. Then if you go like 3-0, or maybe say 3-1, which is our everyday score pretty much, or our more, definitely one of the more likely scores that we pick all the time. Just say, oh yeah, I think Hackbo's going to score 2 goals and Elliott's going to score a goal, or something like that. If you guys can, so I'd like to see who you guys are feeling, who you guys are thinking they're going to. It's really going to be bringing it home for us today. Let me see if this this app finally updated. All right, finally got the update on the bench. All right, so make sure that they didn't change up anything. Oh wait, though. So then I did get it right. So Kai Gordon is starting. Curtis Jones is not starting. I mean, Curtis Jones is starting instead of McConnell. Okay, and see what I mean? You guys gonna help me out. I thought I was that far off on the left side. I got a good bit number. I got a good number of them right. I'll pull this up one more time real quick. Yeah, it looks like I got 3-1. Elliott, Jones, and Hackpo. Okay. That's interesting. Jones is a good shout, especially if Jones is going to start. Jones is a good shout, because I know Jones is wanting to make a message. He's going to want to make a message today. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. What is very interesting is this, and real quick, I know we're about 45 minutes before game time starts here. Appreciate you guys that are rocking with me right now. So the lineup I'm seeing on my app here is that we have, again, let me pull up my app right here. Okay, so this is the predicted lineup that I thought was going to play. So it looks like we have Gordon, Hackbo, Doak. All front line is correct. The midfield is going to be Elliott, Endo, and Jones instead of McConnell. The back line is going to be Luke Chambers. Now, what's really interesting, why I wanted to pull this up again, is because on the back line on this app, it's showing me it has Luke Chambers, Connor Bradley, Konate, and Kwanzaa. That does not make any sense whatsoever. One, that possibly means that Gomez is going to start. That'd be very interesting. That'd be very, very interesting to see. It possibly means that Gomez is going to start Sunday. But it has Luke Chambers. That's weird. Let me see what Red for Life is saying here, because and if you guys are seeing, it's I know you guys said that the team is out I know John Conway said that the team is out. The actual lineups are out. If you guys are seeing a different lineup or different lineup, then please do tell me, because from what my app is telling me, it's telling me that it's going Luke Chambers, Connor Bradley, Ibu, and then Kwanzaa as a right back, and has Connor Bradley as the left center back. That makes absolutely no sense. But it says Jones needs solid performance today. He's one of our best midfielders in Red for Life's opinion. Injuries are hampering his overall progression as a starting player, but when he is in form, he is invaluable to the squad. I'm in full agreement with that. I've been some of the obviously I like to be the defense league for a lot of the players. I was very high on Curtis simply because one, he's a Scouser, but also because he understands what it means to be not only does he understand what it means to be a Red, but he also understands what Klopp is asking for this team, and that's something that's important. Something that's very, very important. But it's weird. Do you guys, Red for Life or whoever else is in the chat, are you guys seeing the same? Is your feeds or whatever, wherever you go for your source of knowing who's going to be starting, who's going to be playing today, is it showing you the same back line that I just mentioned, which is Chambers, Bradley, Konate, and then Kwanzaa? I'd like to know. Obviously, Kelleher's going to start in net today. I'm so happy to have Allison back. Kelleher, I love the fact that you're our backup goalkeeper. You held it down while we were waiting for our Allison, our starter, to get back. But yeah, man, Allison's a difference maker. Absolute difference maker. But again, I don't know if you guys are getting that or not, but I'd love to see if you guys have a different lineup or if there's something of a different. Let me see. Maybe Google will have something different. It says Chambers, Bradley, Konate, Kwanzaa. Exactly. Red for Life. That's so weird. That is weird that they would put it out there. It's almost as if Klopp's you know what? I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench into this, and I'm gonna have everyone being scratching their head, being like, what is Connor Bradley doing playing left center back? That is really interesting. And this is really making me I'm double checking here as we speak, just to make sure that it's not that I'm not giving out any misinformation. But yeah, man, that's exactly what it's saying. Just Googled from the starting lineup as they have on Google as well as Chambers, Bradley, Konate, Kwanzaa. How are you guys feeling about that? Are you confident in with that lineup, or are we confident to say? I don't know too much about the USG guys. I know McAllister's playing for them today, but I was like, you know what, too, Red for Life, and he's saying what I saw. I noticed they mixed up the positions a lot on Google's in terms of the lineups. I was noticing that too because I remember recently when it might have been even for an actual Europa game too, where they had the lineups all so mixed up. The back line once again so mixed up, where you're I'm trying to think of how they put it. They had I want to say they had Simicast on the left, but they had it was three. It had Gomez, Konate, and then Kwanzaa on the right. And I'm thinking okay, well maybe if that's the case, we're gonna have three center backs all playing on the right side. That maybe we're gonna have Simicast floating forward and being that inverted role, and then we'll gravitate those three center backs basically into a 3-back situation. And be more stringent upon the three back situation and utilize Simicast in that inverted role. But you're right. Definitely Red for Life. It is interesting how they've kind of mixed up, kind of got you scratching your head sometimes as to like how they're going to be putting some of these lineups or what we're actually going to be approaching the field on. But all right, cool. Looks like I didn't get it that far off. All right, it looks like Klopp took my suggestions and decided to run with it. The only player I got wrong was Gomez for Konate, or Konate for Gomez, I should say, and Curtis Jones, who's going to be our captain today. And that's interesting too. Originally, I thought that Gomez was going to play and Curtis Jones wouldn't have played, and I would have thought that Gomez would have been walking out with the captain badge. But it looks like Curtis Jones is the most tenured player on the pitch for as the caps and everything else for Liverpool. So he will be the captain of this team, which is cool. So we have the scouts that are leading the team out, which is cool. I hope that Elliott, Jones, and Hackbo can get the 3. I'm down with that. I'd like to see Kelleher get a clean sheet, of course. It's going to be very difficult, but I mean, I think Kelleher is going to be trying to show his merit today, and you'll see some really nice performances from him as well. But again, I'm gonna kind of steal a little bit of Red for Life's glory here and go with. I definitely have Hackbo scoring. Curtis or Elliott. How about I'm gonna go 4. I want to go 4-0. Should I go 4? Yeah, I'll go 4-0. 4-0. Of course, now that means probably they'll end up getting 4-1. But 4-0, and I'm going to go with Jones, Elliott, Cody, and I'm gonna go a surprise goal from our youth player being Ben Duke. I want to go Endo, but I don't know if Endo's going to get too involved. Probably we'll see 1 or 2 shots from him. I always like to put a bet on him every once in a while as being the goal scorer. But I think he's going to have to hold down the midfield a little bit more intently with knowing that our back line is going to be, having some areas of youth growth, So, yeah, I'm going to go with Elliott, Cody, Curtis, and Ben Duke. Be nice to see Gordon get a goal too, but that's who I'm going to go with. So, hopefully we all get, if you guys are putting in some bets or putting in some wagers or whatever, and I hope that you guys win. Especially if they're for Liverpool, obviously they most likely will be. And that's about it, guys. Looks like we're about 30 minutes away from game time, a little bit over 30 minutes from game time. I think it's gonna be a fun game. But yeah, if there's anything else you guys want to talk about real quick, cool, chat away or type it in. But other than that, I think that's about all I have to say about this. Because again, there's no one on USG that I'm like really like pinpointing. I know that Morris, their goalkeeper, has been playing decent. Obviously, we're going to see Macca's going to be able to see his brother playing, and what's his name? Cameron Puertas, I think his name is playing well for them in the midfield. But those are the only players I can pinpoint and point out as to maybe keep your eye and see how they're performing in the game to like kind of get a genuine sense of like what USG expects. And I'm sure USG is trying to get a result. But appreciate everyone. Definitely good seeing you, Red for Life. Good seeing John Conway. Good seeing all those that tuned in just to say hello or just to get a good concept of idea of what what I'm feeling or what some of their fellow Reds are feeling on today's game. You can say peace out and best of luck to my man over my shoulder here. And yeah, up the Reds, as Reverly said, for sure. Always up the Reds. You'll never walk alone. And yeah, take care of yourselves today. Be sure to take care of your loved ones and others. And I will see you on the flip side of this game. All right, guys. Appreciate you all.